Hello students, good morning to all of you. So let us continue with the next topic of chapter number 5, heat. This is video number 20, part 2. Now today in this video we shall discuss about the effects of heat. What are the effects of the heat? Now, some important facts of heat. The first one is change in temperature. The first factor is change in temperature. Students, we know that heat flows from the body at a higher temperature to body at a lower temperature, as we have discussed in the previous video. So heat flows from body at a higher temperature to body at a lower temperature till the temperature of both the body becomes same. Till the temperature of both the body becomes same. This we have already studied. And it is the temperature which determines the direction of the flow of current. Now students, when a body is heated, its temperature increases, everybody knows, and if the body is cooled, its temperature decreases. Then different objects react differently to heat. Like, first of all, take a piece of wood. This is a piece of wood, and then you take a piece of iron, and this is a piece of iron. Now place these two in the sunshine for some time, then touch it. When you will touch the wood, you will not feel any heat. But when you will touch the iron, you will feel the heat. So we can say that different objects react differently to heat. Now the piece of iron is hotter than the piece of wood. Thus we can say that the change in temperature of a body depends upon two factors. One, nature of its material. Nature of material of the body, and the second factor is amount of heat supplied. So these are the two factors. So there are so many examples which we can discuss, that you can go through your book thoroughly of your own. Now the second factor, this is the first, change in temperature. Now the second factor is change in size. Change in size. This is the second factor. Now whenever any body is heated, so either the body will expand or contract. It depends upon the nature of the body. First of all, like size of metal increases more than that of glass when heated. Metal expand when heated, and the glass, when heated, it becomes loose and can be opened easily. So you can go through this. 2-3 points are given. Just see that the metallic lid of a stuck up glass bottle, by dipping it in a warm water, size of metal increases more than that of glass when heated, so it becomes loose and can be opened easily. So this is an you can say an idea for you. Whenever you find any means thing, it is not opening, you just heat the water, just keep it in the water, and after that you can open it very easily. This is an idea for you. The next is, wheel of a cart are fitted with a flat iron rings by heating the rings red hot. This you might have seen. This increase the size of the ring so it fits easily on the wheel. On getting cold, it shrinks in size and fits very well on the wooden wheel. So these are the few examples, change in size. In other words, you can say that when the objects are heated, they expand, and when they cooled, they contracts. Now the next is fact. Thermometer. Just in the previous video we have studied about the thermometer. A thermometer works on the principle of thermal expansion and contraction of substance. This is important. On what principle that thermometer works? So your answer should be, it works on the principle of thermal expansion and contraction. A thermometer has mercury in its valve and expand and contract depending upon temperature. That you can go through it. Now the next is expansion and contraction. What do you understand by expansion and contraction with change in heating? Just now we have discussed, we know that when an object is heated, its size increases, mean it expands, and when it cooled, it contracts. Substance generally expand on heating and contract on cooling. Now there are few examples are given. You might have seen the railway tracks. In the railway tracks, the gaps are left between the rails. It is done to take care of expansion and contraction. Expansion during the summer and contraction during the winter. So during the summer the temperature increase, more heat is there, and during the winter more cool air is there, so more expansion will be there. That is why that gaps are left between the rails. Now the rail lines would expand during the summer and bend because of heat due to the sun and friction. Clear? So why are glass or wooden strips placed in a cement flooring? If floor is made in one piece, it might crack due to the contraction in winter and expansion during summer seasons. So you just keep one thing in mind, that during the winter the objects contract and during the summer the objects expand, like this. So here it is, roller are used in bridges to support one end of the griders of the bridge, whereas other end of the grider is kept fixed. Effect of heat, that is expansion or contraction, taken care in this way. So like this you can go through all this. Now liquid and gases show different changes in their volume according to their nature for same rise in temperature. So here one demonstration is given to demonstrate thermal expansion, contraction in solid, liquid and gases. First of all, in solids, stretch the wire between two stands, heat with low flame so that wire does not melt. After a little heating, we find that the wire becomes loose because its length increases. On heating, it becomes stretched once again. After coming to normal temperature, when heating was stopped, here it is the diagram of the solid with the wire when the wire is heated. Next is liquid. Note the level of the water in the tube before heating. Now on heating, water expands, so level of the water in the tube increases. And as far as the gas is concerned, balloon is in deflated condition. When it was put on the neck of the bottle, on heating it becomes inflated. Earlier it was deflated, and then when it is heated it becomes inflated because of volume of air increases due to heating, so air goes in the balloon. So solid, liquid and gases expand when heated and contract when they are cooled. Now facts. Water when heated from a temperature of 0 degrees centigrade, it gradually becomes smaller in volume. Note down this point, students. Up to a temperature of 4 degrees centigrade. After this, the volume increases as the temperature increases. It is just like this. From 0 degree to 4 degrees Celsius on heating. I am talking about water on heating. This we have already done in the previous chapter, anomalous expansion. Once again, water on heating from 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. The water will contracts. And then from 4 degrees Celsius onward, it will start expanding. Clear? On heating. So, and on cooling, reverse the process till 4 degrees Celsius, till the water will contracts. Till 4 degrees Celsius, water will contracts, and 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, water will expand. Water expand करेगा. This is known as the unusual behavior of the water. Unusual behavior of the water. This we have already discussed in the previous chapter. So, whenever there is a change in state of matter, temperature remains same or unchanged. Clear? Means when water converts into ice, the temperature is from 0 degrees Celsius to 0 degree Celsius. Clear? Temperature remains same. Or from ice to water, the temperature remains same. 0 degree Celsius to 0 degree Celsius. Water to ice, temperature remains unchanged. 0 degree Celsius to 0 degree Celsius. Ice to water, 0 degree Celsius to 0 degree Celsius. Clear? So, name of process: melting, solid to liquid, heat absorbed. Vaporization means from liquid to gas, heat absorbed. Condensation, from gas to liquid, the heat is dismissed, means heat is released. Dismissed means heat is released. And freezing, from liquid to solid, the heat is dismissed or heat is released. So every process of change in state of matter in a given a special name, let us know that. So you have to keep in this mind. Clear? Now, again facts of heat. Effect of heat depends upon some other factor also. For example, pressure and impurity. We know that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Everybody knows that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and the freezing point is 0 degree Celsius. So what when we go to top of a mountains, water boils at a temperature below 100 degrees Celsius. Kyun? Because at the higher altitude the atmospheric pressure decreases. वहाँ जाके प्रेशर जो है वो डिक्रीज हो जाता है. This happens because at the top of mountains atmospheric pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure at the sea level. So this is also one of the important point. So have you ever observed that salt is mixed in water for boiling eggs? If we mix salt in the water, boiling point of the water increases. Boiling point of the water increases. Now the next topic is good conductor and bad conductor of heat. Explain with example the good conductor and bad conductors of heat. Student, first of all, what is conductor? Conductors which conduct electricity. The substances which conducts heat and electricity, they are known as conductors. Like all metals, the substance which conduct heat and electricity, for example all the metals. Okay. Then the next is insulator. Insulators, the substances which does not conduct heat and electricity. Okay. Non-metals, for example non-metals. So just keep this in your mind. Conductors, the substance which conduct heat and electricity, known as conductors, for example metals. Insulator, the substance which does not conduct heat and electricity, for example non-metals. Now conductors conduct heat and electricity because conductors are having free electrons in them. Okay? Important point. Conductors conduct heat and electricity because they are having a free electrons in them. Now insulator, they are having less free electrons in them. In conductors there are more free electrons. Insulator, there are very less free electrons. It means it is the electron which are responsible for conducting heat and electricity. So now move to the topic good conductor and bad conductor of heat. Now just like good conductor and bad conductor of electricity, there are good conductors and bad conductors of heat also. Good conductor, the substance which allow the heat energy to pass through them easily, are good conductor of heat. Metals are good conductors of heat. For example, iron, aluminium, mercury, copper and so on are good conductor of heat. As a thumb rule, good conductor of electricity are also good conductor of heat. Some metals conduct the heat faster than the other. Good conductor of heat are also known as heat conductor. For example, copper conduct heat faster than aluminium and aluminium faster than iron. Just note on this point for the objective type questions. Aluminium faster than iron. Note in this point, for example. Clear? Now the next topic is bad conductor or insulator. A substance which does not allow heat to pass through it is called bad conductor or poor conductor or insulator of heat. For example, rubber, wood, plastic, wool, liquids other than mercury, and so on are example of bad conductor of heat. Even you can write here non-metal as well. So air is also bad conductor of heat. Vacuum is also heat insulator. Iron, hot plates, steel pans or copper utensils are fitted with wooden plastic handles as these are insulators. Now the real world applications example. Let us take some examples from summer and winter session. Summer session, ice slab seller keep ice covered with insulating cloth or jute bags so that it may not melt quickly with heat. Air in the thread of the covering bag gave insulation to the ice slab. This you might have seen. Now the next is water cooler, refrigerator and ice box are kept insulated from heat by filling glass bowl, plastic or some other poor conduction of heat in their walls so that inside temperature remain low. So like this, so many examples are given. You must go through it. Now the next is winter session. Blanket and quilts keep us warm in winter. They keep air trapped in them. Air and wool are bad conductors of heat. They do not allow heat of our body to flow out of the blanket or quilt so we feel warm. Now the next is in cold weather we wear woolen clothes. Woolen is a bad conductor of heat. Wool keeps air trapped in it. Wool does not allow our body heat to lose. Like this, these are examples are given. You must go through it. Now the next topic is method of heat transfer. There are three methods by which the heat can be transferred. We know that heat transfer from an object at higher temperature to another at lower temperature till both attain the same temperature. This we have done in the previous video. Now, there are three methods by which the heat can be transferred. One is conduction process. Second is convection. And the third one is radiation. For this conduction process, medium is required. Medium is required for these two. And for the radiations, no medium required. Matlab, it can happen in the vacuum also. No medium is required. Clear? For the conduction and convection process, medium is required. What radiation, no medium is required. Conduction process can take place in solid and convection in liquid or gases. Liquid or gas, and radiation process is medium, nil, no medium. Okay? Conduction, solid, convection, liquid or gases, and radiation, no medium required, means medium, nil. Now first of all, conduction. What is the conduction process? It is a process of transfer of heat from one end to the other end of the object such that it flows from particle to particle. It is just like this. This is an body and it is made up of molecules like this. Solid. It is just like this. Now the heat is transferred from the particles to particle. This particle will transfer heat to this. Like this, the heat is transferred to the last one particles. Means from molecules to molecules, or you can say from particles to particle. So in conduction process, the heat is transferred from molecule to molecules or from one end to the other end of the objects. And whereas this is conduction and convection process. Convection process means you can write it by the movement of molecules, by the movement of molecules. You can write here by the actual movement of the molecule, by the actual movement of the molecules. Here the molecules, one molecule transfer its energy to like this. So here this molecule will move from here to here and it will transfer its energy to this molecules. Now this molecule will move and it will transfer this, it will move from here like this and it will transfer its energy to this. So in conduction process, the heat is transferred by the movement of the molecules, but in liquid or gases, the heat is transferred by the actual movement of the molecules. And as far as radiation process is concerned, since no medium is required, so directly the heat is transferred to the body as the heat of the sun reaches to us. So this is three processes: conduction, convection and radiations. Now you can go through these three like this. You can go through it. So many examples are given. Radiations process we will see from here. It is a process of heat transfer from the end at the high temperature to the end at a lower temperature, from particle to particle. Now convection, it is a process of heat transfer by the actual movement of the particles. It is the process of heat transfer from a hot body to a cold body without any need of the medium, as the heat is given by the sun. Now molecules, the medium, vibrate to transfer heat. Like this molecules will vibrate on its own place. They will vibrate from here like this. And molecules actually move from hot point to cold point. यहाँ से यहाँ move करेगा ये, like this. And no movement of molecules of the medium is required. Radiation. Now some medium is necessary for the conduction. Again here some medium is necessary. No medium is necessary. Now it is not possible in vacuum. It is not possible in vacuum. It is not possible in vacuum. It is possible in vacuum. Now the last point is, it is slow. It is very slow. It is faster. And this is, it is very fast. It is a straight from source to receiver. So these are the difference between the conduction, convection and radiation process. Now so many examples are given. You can go through it during the doubt classes. You can ask your doubt. In the next video we will do the exercise. Thank you very much.